Hello, good and faithful people of the Church of the Mediator. It's Father Dale. Hope you're well whenever and wherever it is you hear this message this week. I'm in the Commons room today for this message, and I'll talk about that in a minute. My question for you is, as we understand as Episcopalians, as those in the Anglican tradition, we understand that the saints, capital S saints, are exemplars, those whom we seek to follow, to imitate in their devotion to Jesus Christ. Right? That's one of the aspects of sainthood. There are those people throughout the history of the church who have been exemplary in their devotion to Jesus, and as a result, we too seek to live in a way that looks like them. Because of course they also are lived in a way that looks like Jesus. And so we see them as examples, as those whom we admire in the faith. We also believe in the continuing intercession of the communion of saints, that prayer and that prayer of intercession goes on and on. But one of the main aspects of sainthood is that exemplary nature. So my question for you this week, since we are coming up on the feast of Saint Mary the Virgin, which is the 15th of August, it's also known, as I mention every year, as the feast of the Assumption among our Roman Catholic, our Latin Church siblings, and the feast of the Dormition among our Greek and Russian Orthodox siblings. We name it the Feast of Saint Mary the Virgin, although the collect of the day in the Book of Common Prayer, 1979 Book of Common Prayer, does talk about God taking Mary to himself, kind of assumption or dormition. Either way you look at it, the idea is that she has had a preferred track, as it were, into the immediate presence of God and the saints. So, what is an aspect of Mary's life that you find exemplary? Is it her yes when the angel Gabriel comes and says, basically, will you bear the Son of God? Is it her staying faithful even while her son is on the cross? Is it her searching for him when he's lost back in Jerusalem and they think he was along with them for the journey, but he's back in Jerusalem in the temple teaching? Is it her pushing Jesus to perform his first sign at the wedding of Cana in Galilee? There are lots of little blips, right? We only have little blips about Blessed Mary in the scriptures, but those blips that we have are pretty cool ones, actually. They're pretty forceful, pretty full of her own sense of determination and her own commitment to God and to her son, Jesus Christ. So I want you and invite you to contemplate those aspects of the Blessed Mother's life that are exemplary for you in your life as well. I'm standing here in the Commons room in front of one of the many images of Mary that we have here in our parish church. We have this, I love these carved pieces. They're kind of rustic, right? I remember reading when I first got here, there was an article that Mariah wrote in the Meteorite years back about the artists who did these pieces. They were kind of traveling through Allentown at some point. I'm gonna have to pull that back out again, but my memory doesn't suffice to remember who exactly it was. But I love these pieces because they're three-dimensional and they're carved and they're also kind of rustic in their own way, but they've got great colors and they have a kind of an Ethiopian Orthodox feel to them, to me. But this is one of the images of the Blessed Mother that is in our space. Here she is together with Joseph, and she has the Christ child. They're imagining traveling, fleeing into Egypt, because of course here along the side, and you can't see the full image, but along the side are the three kings. And above them, when you come into the Commons room next, you notice there's the dove, the Holy Spirit, and above that, what looks like God the Father, a portrayal of God the Father looking down on them as they probably flee into Egypt, one of the images. And you know she's Mary because, of course, she's clothed in blue, one of the typical colors that is associated in Christian iconography with Mary, blue. Of course, we have other images of Mary. You remember there is the image, a beautiful painting of Mary, an oil painting of Mary that hangs in the library above one of the stacks of books, and that's an image that was given in memory of Pat Hall. There is an image of hammered metal, an icon that I currently have out on the eagle lectern at the back of the nave. You'll see that when you come in on Sunday or on Saturday. That is an image that was brought back by Father Mack and his wife from the Holy Land. We have the recently acquired statue, the zinc statue that we acquired from the coal region of the Blessed Mother and Child, that very tall statue that's at the back of the nave. And then there are little other images. There's an image of Mary in the stained glass window, the 3 stained glass windows that are above the altar. Of course, she's in there. She has the Christ child with her as well. So when you're here this weekend, take a look for those images of Mary, and maybe those will also inspire in you a contemplation of what she calls out in you and what you identify with in her as an exemplar of faithful living to Jesus Christ. Finally, my friends, before I leave you today, I want to mention, this Saturday the 15th, is the Feast of St. Mary the Virgin. There will be an English language celebration of the Holy Eucharist in the chapel at noonday. So if you're looking for that, please come out and celebrate with me Saturday at noon. Sunday, it is a regular 9 a.m. in English, but then our 1 p.m. is pushed back to 1:30 start time for a diocesan celebration of St. Mary the Virgin. We'll start out in the park with a procession, and then we enter our space and we'll celebrate the Eucharist. Following that, there will be food, there'll be celebration, so please join us. That's all in Spanish at 1:30 p.m. I do want to mention to you that at 9 a.m. this Sunday, we will bless backpacks and briefcases and students and teachers. So I hope those of you who are teachers, those of you who are students preparing to go back to school will come out. Bring your backpacks. We will bless them. We will bless you as you move back into this school year, which is coming up very quick. And that reminds me to tell you, my friends, that we are in the last few weeks of summer rhythm here at the Church of the Mediator before we move into fall program year rhythm. Keep an eye out. There will be a mailing with a letter and a calendar, as we always do, of events, things coming up. We will be kicking off the program year on Sunday, September 20th, with a 9 a.m. and a 1 p.m. usual things. But please keep your eye out for all that information. Put that calendar when it comes to you on your fridge so you know what's coming up at church. Make those things a priority. Please, please. It is important that your parish church be a priority among the many things competing for your attention and for your time. We do, I think, offer not only quality, but also depth here at the Church of the Mediator. I'm looking forward to another fall and to another program year with you. Until Sunday, blessings.